friend of Katya's, government military garrison in the center of the city. We head west to get to the main guardhouse. Kat is from the 212th Battalion. Alvar, the young man with stubbled hair, messy, was also from the 212th Battalion. I remember him as a smart, reckless, not always cautious, and get in trouble, but got himself out of trouble young man. He's hanging out in the merchant area. That is definitely not what he's like today. He has gray hair now, wrinkles in brow. His smile has turned into a grimace. He seems pretty low key about his job, very much so, in my opinion. He got out of the battalion in the battle in the Forest of Worms. Found out that Medora's has the best fried fish, and they give extra to the guard. And there have been disappearing small folk. Flare ups might be part of the Zacharians. Waterdeep is controlled by a council of five. 5 different sections, used to be different kingdoms, but decided to work together. Jim Somerset is responsible for the Northwest region. He's the guy I got dirt on. Warehouse belonged to Parkstone. Yes? Probably. One of the wealthiest merchants in the city. And they would deliver to the Moonshine Islands. Potentially head inquisitor, and that we could talk to, Glarbursk, and he's the cousin of Egon Bursk, who we're told to ask about. Iron Will is the fighting tavern, also called the Pit. We return to the Leaky Cup and party. Howard is talking about Parnast. It's in marshlands. Houses on a post driven into mud. Meepo buys studded leather armor and a rapier. We've got 3 leads: Dario, Head Inquisitor, and Harkstone. We go talk to the Head Inquisitor. Wyatt is the guard who has been answering my questions. He's from Ilkgard, and he was in the 102nd. Meepo sees 5 shapes in triangle formation flying towards the center of the city. It's the scouts, but Meepo is the only one to have noticed it. Wyatt brings us upstairs to a room full of books and goes to the Head Inquisitor, the Burst guy. Behind desk is a blonde man with goatee and blue eyes. He wears a breastplate armor with the symbol of Waterdeep on it. We tell him everything after he casts Zone of Truth. He tells us we just gave them a big break because they've been looking for a lead on this investigation of the Zacharians and the kidnappings. We've got to find out which ships have kidnapped people on them, potentially seek out Dario for this. Wants us to promise to not hurt innocent or damage property. Key point. Group of private contractors at the Leaky Cup called Secrets. Ask for them. I'll ask for the conference room. Need it scheduled on Evermoon. Rule of law still applies. Sorry, bad handwriting. We relayed Howard's problems, but Bursk said it was no concern to him. Poor Howard. I don't think we've told him this yet. Wyatt recommends the Concord and the Pit. Concord druids might be able to help with Howard. Lou gets very grim when mentioning slavery, so plot point there. We go to the Leaky Cup. We ask for the conference room. We are given a cup with a key wedged in the bottom. We show up to the conference room. There's 4 men. Youngest, small, light-hearted, glasses, like haired. 2 older men with balding head and crossbow. And the question, what do you all know? Here we are.
Okay, I heard, I think like 60% of that. So, and it sounded right, so that's fine.
Cool.
I'm trying lifting my laptop up so that way it has more airflow to cool, because maybe that's the problem. But we tune in as the party is in the conference room with four other individuals to describe them. They're, yes, there's the older man with a modified crossbow, a younger man. He looks to be like his early 20s. Yeah, he has glasses, and a blonde man and a dark-haired man. The dark-haired man is keeping his hands inside of his pockets and looking at the blonde man. He looks like he has a sword strapped to his side as well as some kind of armor underneath his clothes. But that is where we tune in with that question. What do you all know?
What do we know?
You
We
would
can have Meepo. No, click cast Zone of Truth, and we can go over it all again.
well, you obviously knew the password to come in here, and that wouldn't have been possible unless you saw the Inquisitor. I think we can have a sense of trust here. And that's what we certainly need at this moment, is a sense of trust. There's been a lot of confusion going on these past few days, and I believe it may have resulted in the death of a few people, or at the very least, these people have disappeared.
They are most definitely dead, save for one of them. But they don't know that.
They don't know that they're dead.
Well, the secrets don't know that they're dead.
I want to kind of ask him what the purpose of this secrets organization are, because we're here to try and find out who actually kidnapped Meepo.
Well,
And what?
I don't know. I'm thinking. Can't you smell the smoke?
What we know is that the Zacharian have taken an interest into small folk, and there have been a string of kidnappings and disappearances in the city of Waterdeep and the surrounding areas, not just limited to gnomes and halflings, but he gestures to Meepo, kobolds, and goblins.
Short people is easy to grab.
But we don't. You don't know who's taking him.
We know it's the Zacharian. We know they are the local crime syndicate.
So
We don't know.
Why
We don't
go
know their
after them?
names. We don't know their names. All we know is petty level enforcers, and that won't do anything except cause them to scatter, possibly have them kill their cargo.
well, in a very Kronk-like fashion.
We've been trying to establish names.
In a very Kronk-like fashion, with a whole movie replay, Katya will exactly describe again everything that happened. But in doing so, reveal the information about the tunnel through the sewers, the different places we saw it connect to, and the Harkstone? Harkthorn? Crap.
Harkstone.
Harkstone. I was right the first time.
Yeah. You know that because from your friend that Lionel Harkstone owned the warehouse that burned down.
So are there any? Was the warehouse possibly owned by the crime syndicate then,
Smells like
or do we know that yet?
Well, we know there was a tunnel connecting to it.
Okay. Do
Convenient.
the secrets know about the tunnels?
Yes, because I just, in movie fashion, informed them of everything
Okay.
I informed people of before.
But I mean, prior to that, did they know about them?
That's a good question.
I can't hear a word right now.
Oh no! Does that mean Logan can't hear me? Yep.
I can hear robot sounds.
Ah!
You sure it's not your mic, your headset?
I turned
Wait.
off my headset, and now it's my speakers because it was coming through my headset too.
So it sounds the same no matter what it comes through.
That's the thing. It throttles. It's like right now you sound fine.
Do I sound fine?
Now you do.
Oh, that's good.
Something's going on with your speakers. I don't think that's software that would ever do that.
No, it's got to be like internet speed.
Something's cutting in and out. Maybe there's a frayed cable or something. Make it sound modulated.
See, just there, you said frayed cable, and then whatever you followed up with was robot.
You know what's really happening? It's a ghost that's fraying the cable, and Eric was letting it in on the secret.
Must hide itself, yes.
Yeah.
Is it even happening with mine?
Sometimes it's happening with yours. That last sentence was good.
All right, I think everybody just needs business class internet, and we'll go from there.
Who's paying for it?
What do
Hey,
What do I
I'm already
need?
paying for mine.
One more time.
Said I'm already paying for mine. Laura asked
Still
who
robot.
was paying for it.
It's okay. It was a joke.
Laura said something.
She said, it's okay. It was a joke.
Eric said something.
Okay.
Maybe it's not happening tonight.
I really think it's your hardware doing it. Play a YouTube video or something, Logan.
You guys mind if I
Go
shut
for
down
it.
for a second and
Go
restart
for
it?
it.
Maybe that'll do it.
Try playing a YouTube video. Any YouTube video. I'm willing to bet it's hardware related.
It's a ghost. Do y'all want a dress update?
Dress update?
Yeah, I'm farther on the dress.
Oh, I'm kind of
Dress
far away from you guys.
update.
That's the update.
I'm like, you want to go on a date where we get dressed up? What?
Yes.
Like, kind of far away, Laura.
What if I flew out there?
Yeah, you fly out here. For
Fair
a
enough.
dress update.
Technically, I'm farther than that already. I've added, I'm working on the third row of flowers.
Looks like it's almost done to me.
It is almost done. Thank goodness.
Now you gotta knit the trail that goes with it, right?
Oh, no worries. I bought a veil.
Oh, you're not gonna stitch the veil?
I thought about it back before I was this far, but hell no. People were joking about me crocheting Quinn's tie, and I was like, no.
A tie would not be crazy.
Yeah, but I gotta finish the dress first.
Like, tie is just like a straight thing.
Here's the veil.
Bunch of flowers.
Yeah. Oh man, I gotta call the florist tomorrow. I called today, but he was out. forgot to tuck it in. Oh, I should check my email and see if my photographer emailed me back. He did.
Hmm?
I emailed my photographer today, so I was checking to see.
Cool. Logan's sister-in-law is a photographer.
Oh, cool.
Done a couple weddings. She's a pretty cool artist too.
Does she have a website?
Look it up. He did. I used to.
So how's the whole COVID situation in Kentucky?
Horrible.
I don't know. No one really acts like there's any.
Well, that's what they think, but let's see. 2 weeks ago, or 2 Saturdays ago, I had to go to a celebration of life for two people, the two heads of one of the bingo thing. The father and mother of a special needs child.
Oh,
Well,
you
I
were
guess
saying.
he's not a child anymore. I guess he is 21, but now his brothers are taking care of him. See, I just had another person I know got a notice on Facebook about his passing.
Oh,
He was
man.
about my age in Florida from COVID. Yeah,
I'm sorry, Ian.
lots of people don't understand how vaccines work, and until it actually affects them, they think that it's a hoax because it started going through the bingo hall. The special needs kid got it. So he quarantined. My ex-wife probably got it from him because it was in the bingo hall. She gave it to my son, who was vaccinated, so he only had like one day that he didn't feel very good.
Well, that's good.
So when the special needs kid was quarantined, he was quarantined with his mom and dad, who then got it because they were unvaccinated, and then
Wait, the person who contracted COVID quarantined with people unvaccinated.
well, he was a special needs kid, and
But they didn't get the vaccine. Oh.
yeah.
Bad
So
choice.
my son had it and probably transferred it to my sort of daughter person and her boyfriend that lived in the house. They were unvaccinated and got it pretty bad. He at one point went and played D&D with his friends. However, they all vape, And I think the virus has a special thing of hopping onto the
Yeah.
the vapor because every single one of them got it.
It really likes moisture.
Yep.
That's usually how it spreads, through the droplets that you cough up.
Yep. And
Mucus.
and one of them just got off the ventilator at Hardin Memorial.
Oh my lord.
Get the vaccine.
Yeah, I
I
cannot
know
stress.
this.
I cannot stress any more about the getting of the vaccine.
They,
Damn.
like, man, they waited so long.
My cousin hasn't gotten the vaccine. He's 18, so his parents can't make him. But my aunt has like some rare, it's not a disease, but it's a problem with her body. And so she's sick all the time.
Well, and I understand some people can't get a vaccine, but if you can't get the vaccine, don't go anywhere.
Well, I'm pretty sure she got it, but
yeah.
he's being a stupid 18-year-old.
Oh yeah, because they're.
I mean, does he live with his parents?
Yes.
Then it sounds like they have the perfect amount of leverage to make him get the vaccine.
I agree. I wasn't talking with them. I was talking to my grandma about it.
Use your leverage.
That's what I would say. I'd be like
Get the hell out.
if I was my uncle, I'd be like, all right, like you have to go and do this. Like this isn't an option.
Yep. You know, and then
You're gonna live here.
and the problem that it's become is it's become because everything's turned political, and that's where the problem is.
Yep.
You got everybody that wants to make it political, and it's not political. It's health and human safety.
Yep.
I get why it's political.
Well, because everything has to be political these days.
It's
Yep.
weird. Trump told people to get vaccinated at his rally, and they booed him over it. So I don't even get where the political is coming from.
It doesn't matter. Somebody will be on YouTube saying that somebody did something else.
Weird.
And
I don't get it.
I love when they're like, our founding fathers wouldn't do this, when Washington was like, all right, Army, you have to all be inoculated for smallpox.
oh, that's history. You know, you can't bring that up. We'll just erase it.
I had a guy, so like, listen,
Yeah.
I had a guy, we have this whole site, or this whole part of a site. I had a guy, we have this whole site.
I was following along.
Sounds fine.
Oh.
Sounds fine to me.
Yeah. Okay. I think it was just a bunch of cached data. So
Weird.
turn back the clock.
Wait, we got to finish the story.
Okay. Sorry.
So, there's the whole Independence Hall story, and all we do is talk about these great white men and all the things they did for our country, despite like the hypocrisy of all of it,
Yeah.
And behind the Liberty Bell, there's the President's House site. When we were doing work to build the new building that the Liberty Bell's in back in the early 2000s, we found the foundation of the Morris House, so the house that Washington and Adams rented while they were in Philly being president. And I don't know why. It's got something to do with some partnership, but because of this, like Washington obviously was president the longest in Philadelphia. And while here, he brought his slaves.
Mm.
And Pennsylvania outlawed slavery in 1780. This is the 1790s. So in order to, like, if you were a slave, after 6 months of living in Pennsylvania, you would be free. In order to avoid this, Washington would cycle out his slaves just shy of every 6 months.
Mm.
And that's the story we tell there. We talk about Washington's slaves, and specifically the ones we know about who lived there. 2 of them escaped for their freedom while there. But we also talk about Pennsylvania's and the government's dealings with Native Americans. Like it's kind of a site where we're telling the generally untold stories.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy walks up all pissy. Why are you so focused on Washington's slaves? Why isn't there anything talking about all the good things he did? And I was like, Well, if you already know the good things he did, why do we got to talk about it?
Yeah. It's like turn on Liberty Kids. You'll see all the good stuff he did.
All we talk about is all the good shit he did. So I just,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this felt related to what we were talking. Oh, the erasing history part. There it is.
Yep. Okay, sorry, Logan. Your turn.
Before we actually get back to the game, I'm in a book club with Hope and her sister and a friend of ours,
Ooh,
and we're reading The Secret Wife of Aaron Burr. I don't know if you've read that, Laura.
I have not. Is it about Theodosia or is it about somebody else?
Her name in the book is Mary.
I gotta write this down. I gotta read this.
Yeah. Secret Wife of Aaron Burr. It is available for audiobook on Amazon Audible if you want that. It's about 17 hours tape. That's how I listen to it because I listen to it at work.
Smart.
It's about this girl who was born in India. She was her mother was raped. She was born. Her mother died. Her father was a British soldier, so she has no idea who that is. And then it's her life all the way up to like where she meets Aaron Burr and her relationship with him.
Cool.
Yeah. It's like she has 2 kids with him. So
What? I had no idea.
well, the details, according to the author, are fictionalized, but we do know that Aaron Burr had two children with her, and like that kind of stuff.
All right. Cool.
All right. So, did the Seekers know about the tunnels beforehand?
We were unsure of how they were moving product within the city. All we know is that they have a well-established information network that allowed them to evade the formal guard, and that is why we were hired on by the High Inquisitor Galar Bursk. He was obviously the one who told you to meet us here.
I would like to reestablish that Katya told them everything. Again.
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
Yes, and we have some information to share with you, which, based on some of those locations you found, fills in some gaps. We know that there's a smith within the town that is processing the silver ore that they collect from some unknown location into goods, so that way they can sell it. Apparently, they have ways to get into the guardhouse, so that is whatever that room leads, I think, is our lead on who is a mole in the guards. You say you found a fine house?
Yes.
We will need to do some investigating there, but if we can come up with some hard evidence, we may have the lead of the Zacharians, which will be a large step.
So,
And the Harkstones.
do they know who was it? Dario is?
Yeah.
Our original thought was that he was just a hired thug, but you said you saw several individuals. Did any of them have black hair hanging in ringlets?
Oh, did not write that detail down.
Yeah,
I
I don't remember.
He's a very large man with distinct black hair. He'll stand out in a crowd.
Well, maybe we should find this person.
He's a low-level grunt.
Oh,
It's like if we go after him, then they'll just disappear even more.
What did
Yeah.
our guy look like that we had kidnapped for a little while?
Uh, definitely not as large. It's like this guy's more of an average kind of face. He did have shorter hair, real messy. It's like covered in grime from the sewer, and he did have a very short, scraggly beard. From your time in the sun, he did not have black hair.
And we never found out who he was afraid of. Is that correct?
The Zacharians.
Yeah, he wasn't going to
They
talk
killed
to
his
you
family.
because he thought, if anything gets back to his family, they're dead.
Okay, but he never mentioned specifics besides the Zacharians.
Mm-mm.
So now we need to kill his family.
We were told not to hurt innocents.
He's not innocent.
He's not innocent.
He's not, but his family probably is.
I would recommend. This is the blonde man speaking. I would recommend not attacking their low levels in the street. It's like the previous group actually stumbled onto our investigation that way.
What if we don't kill his family?
What if we send him away? And well,
Offer
I
protection.
could think of much worse.
Send them away and offer protection.
vote for Pedro.
Oh, the Witness Protection Program.
What if we just brought his family in front of him
So
as an implied threat?
So do we know anybody upper level that could be involved? Or do they have any clues on anybody in the upper level?
There's this Harkstone guy.
Just the name Harkstone?
Lionel Harkstone.
Lionel Harkstone owns the warehouse that was burned down. We don't know if that's connected beyond the tunnel system.
And where does he live? Or is he? I'm assuming then he's got money. Does he have other warehouses?
The blonde was like, it's. We would assume it's like he has a very large company. Guarantee he could fill several warehouses with the spice that he brings in from the Moonshay Isles.
Moonshay. I said
I was
Moonshay.
going to say, Laura, write that down.
Yeah. Write that down. Write that down.
I did. I said that in my recap, except I said moonshine.
I couldn't hear you.
Well, that's not my fault.
Yeah, no, that's not your fault at all.
Okay,
Inspiration.
so does he own the ships that come back and forth, or does he just?
Yes, he also owns the ships.
Okay, and I'm guessing he owns a lot of them then. A lot of transports.
Many.
Well, maybe
Hard
we
cover would
need
be
to go investigate and find out more about these down to the docks where the other warehouses are.
Well, if it is him, he's running an above ground legitimate business. So not every ship or not every warehouse is going to be carrying contraband. So we can't just go busting through one by one in hopes we find something. They'll just move the product and we'll look like fools.
Well, you can't. But we might have somebody small that can get into little places that can.
I don't think this is wise.
They all look at me, Bo.
What's the worst that could happen?
You get kidnapped again?
The old man is like, Dragon Face tends to be noticeable, and if I understand correctly from your story, you were already caught.
Sure were.
Good times.
Were they though?
No. Not at all. Howard made sure of that.
Howard? Question.
Yeah,
Uh,
fuck Howard.
We fill him in about Howard, his brother, and all that.
Where is he?
Back at the Leaky Cup. He's here at the Leaky Cup.
Hopefully dead.
Did we check in on Howard? Well, we had to because Meepo and I had to pick everybody else up, right?
You picked everybody else up before you left for the Inquisitor.
Right.
So you haven't checked on him yet.
Okay. We have not checked in on Howard in a hot minute.
Yeah.
Should we check in? Oh, hello.
We're gonna have Chris check on him.
Sorry. I know it's been a hectic night.
It's okay.
I almost need to I swear I thought my computer was cache was cleared.
Mm.
Tuesdays are weird for me because it's my Sunday, and Quinn also always drives back to New Jersey.
Mm.
Joyzy.
Yeah.
Is he picking up an accent yet?
Technically, he lived in Cape May for a while, so arguably he's already a Jerseyan.
What you talking about?
All right. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize that it took me forever to get here.
No problem.
Yep.
Technical difficulties delayed us.
Yeah, nothing's happened really.
All right. So they're talking to the secrets. People are sharing everything they know. Like everything that Click would know has been told. They've told you that there's a smith who's been taking the silver that they've been illegally bringing into the city and selling it after working it over. They've been talking about Lionel Harkstone, who owns a very large shipping company.
And he owns the burned down warehouse.
Yeah.
And I learned a little bit about Dario, but like barely anything.
He's very large and has black hair that hangs in ringlets.
Okay.
They said we need to do this smart because if we just try to brute force it, they're just going to disappear, possibly kill their cargo.
Gotcha.
So if only we knew when their ship was coming in with contraband or leaving with some people.
If only I had that paperwork that Trim had.
If only.
That's just in my binder right over here. You know how much it kills me to have all this information?
Yeah, and I actually re-listened to the episodes to figure out how much Trim told them.
Not a lot. We
No.
were a very secretive group.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure why we were.
You didn't trust them. You thought maybe these are the people that kidnapped your family.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. We were playing with higher stakes, so therefore we were more cautious.
That's fair. And I think we were a much more untrustworthy bunch.
So I'm just gonna see if you guys can pick it up. This light bulb that I have on my desk in my lamp emits a high pitch. It's a little spooky. It's like I don't want to run it. Anyway. And Chris, to catch you up, there's the bald man with the heavy crossbow. He called Meepo a dragon face. The blonde man has mostly been talking, and the young man has been sitting kind of quietly with his head down throughout this conversation.
I wonder how Oscar's handling everything.
But yeah. Where was I?
We can't brute force it. They'll just kill their cargo.
Yep. It's like, were you able to find anything down in those sewers that would tell you when something would show up?
We could always go back and check out that dusty room. We really didn't look around there. And we didn't really loot anything from the room Meepo was in because we ran.
So when you say everything, you meant literally everything, including the stuff that Howard and Meepo heard through the door?
Yes, I did. Like, I would say, because we told the head inquisitor that. What you missed was me saying doing like a movie montage, like, you know how like Kronk just kind of like reruns through everything? Exactly that.
Yeah.
I just exactly ran through it again.
Did maybe Meepo or what's his name hear anything while they were down there?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, we've been very occupied with this burning warehouse and trying and find the other party that went missing. A couple of ships of interest departed recently. The Crimson Star, Heaven's Gale, and Blue Pearl.
1 second. Hold on. Repeat ship names.
Oops. I broke something, and the thing that I broke was that Vibe coffee token. Remember that thing that you gave me when you came to my house almost a year ago or over a year ago?
It's definitely over.
Are you talking about that wooden token for a free coffee from Vibe?
Yeah, I think I had that around here somewhere too.
I used mine.
Yeah, I forgot to do it. Oh, Hermione is whistling to. All right.
What were the ship names?
Heaven's Gale,
Okay.
Blue Pearl,
Okay.
Crimson Star.
Thank you. I know I have them written like farther back, but I'm not digging for that.
Yeah. If only we knew where they were going or what was on them, that would narrow down our options of where they're taking all these slaves. But maybe we could press the members for information. We just have to. The problem is doing this legally, because even though we are not officially working with the formal guard, we do need to have evidence.
What if, that moment where I'm trying to decide if this is something Katya would suggest. I pull Meepo aside and I look at him. What would you say to being captured again?
Why don't we let Howard get captured again?
That may have crossed my mind, but I was hoping it wouldn't come up.
Because Meepo, you have to admit, you are much stealthier than Howard. Your impressive skills would be much more valuable in this type of scenario compared to Howard. Howard, he can't do the things you do.
But either way, we win with
all
Howard. So either Howard gets kidnapped as successful and we get what we want, or Howard gets taken away or dies and we get what we want.
We were told not to harm innocents.
I'm not harming him.
We'd be putting him in the way of harm, though.
Yes, but I'm not harming him.
I regret suggesting anything.
I'm not hurting Howard, and I'm not responsible for the people that decide to hurt Howard.
You keep mentioning this Howard.
Yes.
Would you like us to get him?
You know what would be funny if Howard was the ringleader?
Yeah, that would be actually really funny.
Then I won't feel bad when I kill him.
Were you going to feel bad before?
No. I'll feel better.
You'll feel vindicated?
Yes.
He may have information that you all don't.
All right, I'll go get Howard.
And no, Meepo, we're not going to torture him.
I mean, it's still an option on the table.
Howard's just down the hall, so he's not hard to get.
I'm
He's like-
so glad he's there.
Yeah. But when you swing open the door, even though you've only been gone for like 2 hours, it's like there are plates upon plates upon plates upon plates of used dishes. It's like they're all empty, and Howard's just like lying on the bed. Oh,
What would you say? A week's worth of food?
sure. He looks up. Oh, hi. Hi.
Howard, how long were you in that cage?
It was hard to tell.
Not long enough.
They didn't feed me very much.
I can see that. Are you up for talking to some new friends of ours?
He looks up. It's like, you know, that kind of lying on the bed where you only move your head.
Yeah.
Where are they?
Down the
Where are
hall?
What? Oh. It's like he's kind of got that distended stomach looking.
Nice. Food baby.
He brushes the crumbs off of his shirt. It's like and turns back. Oh, gets some off the bed. He's cleaning himself up as best as he can, and he's okay.
It's good news, Howard. We have a mission for you.
Did you come with?
It's like he walks down the hall with you, like. So, did we find anything? Should I be expecting anything in there?
There are people who are going to help us.
Just Meepo. Meepo's still not happy.
Wow.
All right. Howard and Katya come back in the room. Howard goes like, "Hi, I'm Howard.
You got to do it right.
Hi, I'm Howard. Howard." He goes up to everyone, tries to offer his hand. Everyone except the older man shakes his hand.
That feels right.
So, what are we doing? So, like, did you have a few questions?
Now it's time for Logan to talk to himself.
I'll call my friends with the pretty nice white coats. We'll get you a nice, comfy bed, 3 squared meals a day.
3 squared as in 9?
There we go.
Sure.
If you eat it right, 9.
If you pace yourself.
Well, what do you need to know?
We were hoping you might have overheard anything, Howard.
Well, I heard it's like, what day is it first?
I don't know.
We'll say, oh, I have my book for this. I'm keeping an in-game calendar.
Oh, cool.
Let's see. This has been a busy day.
Yeah.
You're telling Meepo.
Poor Meepo.
Well, I came to Waterdeep. Not too long ago. In fact, I came on the excuse me. Came on the 18th, I believe it was 2 days ago. I stopped at a local inn, met some very nice people, had a bit too much to drink, and when I woke up, that I was in the cage, and then I tried to call out, no one would answer. I would hear voices occasionally. Stuff about a man called Dario being angry. It's like we need to get supplies. Then he was brought in. He seemed a bit deaf and dumb. He wouldn't answer me. So I originally came here looking for my brother. He was supposed to get help to deal with the problem back home. Oh, I'm not doing a good Irish accent. I don't even know why I attempt accents.
Quick note. What does Howard's brother look like? Katya asks.
Probably.
Well, a lot like me. A bit rounder, though. He's a little. When he gets embarrassed and he doesn't want to finish the story. We've always looked a little bit different in that way, but other than that, we look very similar. Similar.
Got a name? His brother's
Not
name?
currently.
I thought I told you guys his name.
If you did, I
just always referred to him as his brother.
yeah. I didn't write it down if you did.
My brother's Beck.
Beck.
He was supposed to come here and get help. Not much luck. He stopped answering letters. He talked about last one he sent. He was it's like he talked about staying at an inn and meeting a nice lady. So he was going to go to the council tomorrow.
Well, Howard, here's the thing. We wonder if your brother might have been caught by the same people.
I assume.
So we were wondering if we could send you undercover to get caught again.
When
I don't feel comfortable in that.
I
Maybe
mean,
even
we'd
with
track you and
Meepo.
follow you. And then we could have you, feed us info from the inside, where they're being held.
Well, we know where they're being held, right? They were being held in the sewer.
I'm pretty sure they got shipped out, though. They get sent somewhere.
can we backtrack?
What?
No, Katya literally says that. Can we backtrack? Howard, what inn was Beck staying at? If he said, and what did he mention about the nice lady?
She was a halfling and quite pretty. He always was the one to fall hard. And I think it was the Green Dragon.
I have a really crazy idea.
I'm gonna have to flip back through my notes now.
What if we're thinking of how to solve this, looking at it from the different angle? What if instead of somebody going undercover and is captured, we go undercover as somebody who wants to join the operation, providing Meepo. Therefore, we're all still together, and we might have a better idea of figuring out who's the ones running this and all the ins and outs of the operation.
Well, maybe I like that idea, but maybe we should offer Meepo and Howard.
I like that.
No. I look at the secrets.
Here's a thought, says Howard. Can any of you look like the guy we let go?
No, I don't have that power.
No, unfortunately, I can't.
Not well.
Lou says,
I wouldn't pass.
Lou says no.
Let me look at my spell list real quick.
I'm pretty sure clerics don't have disguise self.
I just have minor illusion.
I've got protection from poison,
I don't think that would help.
wrathful smite, Yeah.
Well, we can use you to break down a door.
I can find a steed.
Hey,
Except not right now. I need to sleep first.
Yeah, no, but I don't got anything that allow me to change my appearance in any way, shape, or form.
It would need to be quite drastic too for you.
I don't think I could pass.
Would you like to run around in the streets with your toga? You mentioned doing that before.
It would be nice. A nice, simple life. But I don't think that's going to have me pass as the other guy.
I mean, didn't you live that simple life before you came to hang out with us?
But not that simple.
Toga.
Toga, toga.
So Chris is confused in regards to what is our ultimate objective? Like, what are we trying to shoot for?
You're
Then, like, any one of us has any good ideas at all.
We
So-
want to find out who took me.
These people. Yes.
yeah.
That's why I want Howard to get kidnapped.
Wait. How? Well, yeah, we want to find out who took Meepo, and technically, I would argue we're still looking for Howard's brother. Katya does have a question for Howard. When was the last letter that he sent? His brother sent.
He taps his like, well, I don't have it with me anymore, but what was it? What do you mean? When? Oh. Well, that would have been you see him thinking back. Today's the 20th. Then it would have been about the 6th, I think.
I look at the. Is Katya this smart? We're going with it because I don't know.
Detective Katya is on the case.
Well, what if we look for ships by Harkstone that shipped out around then?
That's a good idea, says the blonde man.
My one break.
So we have ships of interest. If we know Howard's brother disappeared around the 6th and he uses the same ships all the time, then we'll see which ship came in on the 6th. And recently we were supposed to investigate it, but between the disappearances and the fires, we were stretched too thin and couldn't stop it. All right, that's a good idea. We could set up an ambush, perhaps, for when the ship comes in, catch it with contraband.
How are we going to know which ship is the one, though? I think I might have missed that part.
Say again.
How do we know what ship is the one with the contraband? Or are we just planning on doing like a checkpoint?
Well, we should expect it sometime in the next 2 weeks, right?
You see the black-haired man smile. You know, that checkpoint idea. We could it doesn't have to get back to the bay.
Get back.
Are we all going to be pirates now?
Not
What's a
pirate.
We gotta do every ship for the next 2 weeks is a tall order.
I
No.
look over at cat and says, "What's a pirate?"
Our matey.
I think I did this wrong.
Uh-oh.
Crap.
The old man chimes in. Pirate is someone who boards a vessel to steal its cargo.
Oh. But what's a vessel?
A ship.
Ship.
But we're gonna be legal pirates though, so we'll be privateers, right?
Yeah. Says,
I don't actually think we should be pirates.
Well, how else we gotta find this ship?
well, we could always wait in the bay, says the blonde man.
We're gonna wait in the bay.
I fucked up.
Uh-oh.
I
Can
still
you
don't
just-
think
can
I
you
fully
describe-
understand the plan. But if majority of people are on board, then I will follow.
Well, how can we find out which ships were around on the 6th?
It would be on a record, because every ship that comes into harbor is on the record.
Can we get can we get the council or somebody to request a record?
Well, if the dock master's in a good mood, though, you won't even need a request from the council.
Well, they just give this info to anyone, don't they?
Yeah, it's not that big of a deal what ships come in and come out. It's not like we're running a smuggling operation.
Everyone laughs with sarcasm. Good one.
Be right back, y'all.
Okay.
Keep going. I'll be back shortly.
Damn it! I was about to ask what if the confusion was.
What was that?
I was about to ask you what you were confused on, so if I could try and help.
So just like as far as me or as far as Click?
Yes.
So basically the confusion is just figuring out what our ultimate end goal is. And it sounds like a lot of ideas are being tossed around, but I couldn't find a common theme, so I couldn't figure out what are we shooting to do.
I don't think we have a common goal as a party.
No.
Maybe we should just leave town and go back in the woods.
Your sword rattles.
But I'll be back very briefly. I'm just going to get some clothes this way I can finish up my laundry.
Okay. So my understanding of it was the goal was to find out who took Meepo. You found out that it was the Zacharian, and they're going to continue to kidnap people like Howard, like Howard's brother. And you've learned from the Seekers, the secrets, that they are using this operation to capture small folk like Howard, like his brother, like Meepo, to export somewhere for what they think is some kind of prison slavery kind of thing, right? And they're trading them for silver, which is not minted in the Waterdeep province. So therefore, pretty much it's counterfeit. Because like if you,
So here's a plan to throw it out. Why don't we? And unfortunately, this is going to involve some risk. Why don't we? Because it happened before. Have put Meepo in the jail, and that way we can try and find out one, who in the jail is basically selling little people to the Zacharians, and then also because we're on a stakeout at the jail, we can see if they're taken or when he's taken and follow them to where they're now holding other people. I would say either that or we go back to where into the tunnels to where we found Meepo and hide out there and see if we can find anything.
Well, so the first idea, not the worst idea. What I would add to it is maybe like you or Lou also get arrested with Meepo, so maybe you can get a look at who is potentially capturing him. But the secrets also kind of suggested if we can find out what ship of the 3 suspected ones was in the area when Beck was kidnapped, maybe we can ambush it. We can also do both.
What does Meepo think?
Meepo thinks it could work. Still wants to sell Howard into slavery, though.
Can Chris get a rundown of the plan?
Well, if I get does Lou have message?
No, says Lou. I have Eldritch Blast as he pink a little cup off the table, and Mage Hand as he catches the cup before it hits the ground.
All right. So if me and Meepo now do can the secrets manage to have us placed in the jail as bait without us actually having to do something? Without
Yeah.
actually having to commit a crime.
Are
Why
you
don't we put Howard in jail?
I'm not going to jail.
Why can't we put Howard in jail?
Because Howard can't message the rest of the group after if something happens, if they have a tunnel that they're sneaking the little people out.
I mean, you could just keep messaging Howard, and Howard has the ability to reply.
Chris, another potential plan is to find out which ship was in the area when Howard's brother was kidnapped and to potentially ambush said ship.
If they catch it with contraband, then they can easily seize it, and then they'll have the whole crew to interrogate.
So Click kind of pipes up and says, I don't know if it helps, but I have the ability to send messages to anybody anywhere.
So Click could also be arrested.
Well, if Click can send a message, can he send a message to Howard's brother?
Oh shit.
I could, but I would need to know what he looks like.
Well, Howard said he looked like Howard.
Yeah, Howard does a little.
Howard is Howard.
I can certainly attempt it. And as I do so, I sit on the ground, I light a few incense, and I take my pearl necklace with the feather on it, and I ask Howard to sit with me, and I ask him to hold my hands, and I just ask him to describe his brother to me as I close my eyes and meditate and begin to cast sending to his brother.
All right, let me look at sending. If it knows you. With your familiar. So I'll make you roll a d20 because you've never met him, but he's going to describe him close.
Yeah, that's how I always interpreted the aspect of familiar.
Right.
All right.
All right. I've got a DC in mind.
Okay.
Roll with your spellcasting modifier.
All right, here's my first dry roll of the day. Let's see here. Spellcasting mod. That's a natural one.
Awesome.
Nice.
You think it went through. Go ahead and say something.
Hello. This is Click, friend of Howard, trying to get in touch with Howard's brother.
This is Howard.
No. Hi, this is Howard.
Guys, I think my dice are trying to tell me that I just need to stop being a player.
No.
I think I've rolled more natural ones than anybody I have ever come across.
I have rolled a lot in my life, Chris.
Sounds like you need to buy more dice.
I have a lot. I have turned into a dice goblin.
Sounds like they're rolling bad on you. Need to buy more dice.
My problem is that I can't keep track of my dice, so I've got in front of me 4 incomplete sets.
Oh, I'd just
You
rather
need
just
a
use
dice
the
bag.
online roller.
I mean, I have this lovely bag that Hope got me from Christmas, but
How do you lose them?
yeah, I just leave them on my desk and then they fall off and then I never find them.
The dog eats them.
Where did they go?
I don't know.
The cat probably steals them.
Well, that didn't work.
No, I turn to the group and I say, I'm sorry, guys, but I don't really know his brother, so it's really hard to make a connection.
That's understandable.
I'll pipe in here. I don't think the prison will work out so well since they know who you all are, I assume.
That's why we should send in Howard.
But they know who Howard is too.
They
But
don't
we-
know. They don't know you're associated with us.
But we do know, or we at least we do have something to give you all that might help. And they pull out a small bag and dump out onto the table a bunch of copper rings. It's,
Ah,
it's the messaging ring, guys. Everyone gets a messaging ring.
Okay.
Yet again.
I dig it.
Yeah,
It's like, oh, none of us messaging. Logan's like, oh, messaging rings.
You get a messaging ring.
And you get a messaging ring.
All the more reason to put Howard in prison.
I don't want to go to prison.
Well,
We're
you
not.
want to find your brother?
We're not going to send Howard to prison
Why
Can
not?
we send Meepo to prison?
Why can't we send Howard to prison?
because Howard isn't innocent, and we were supposed to be protecting him.
He's part of us now, apparently.
Click raises his wing or his hand and says, I nominate Dragonface. I think Dragonface should go to prison.
But why can't we send Howard to prison?
Howard raises his hand. I second.
Howard, if I find your brother, I will fucking murder him.
In a video game,
You-
Howard is like the NPC with the little exclamation point above him.
All the more reason we should send him to prison.
Meepo, when you said that, you see Howard clench his fists at his side.
You don't want me to go, do you, Howard?
Just
He doesn't mean it, Howard. We wouldn't let him do that.
You're not gonna be with me, apparently. I'm the one in prison.
All right, we should go with the ambush idea. You said the dockmaster person would know where the ship was?
there's
Why don't we
two,
go? What?
there's two of them.
There's two dockmasters?
Yeah, there's the lead dockmaster. This is the old man. There's the lead dockmaster, and there's the assistant dockmaster. It's like the lead dockmaster tends to take care of things in the day. Short, round man, friendly enough. He's like, you see him wearing a big sun hat. The other one, don't like him as much. He's a bit too by the rules. Greasy black hair with spectacles. Katya,
Yes.
you remember the face that peeked down in the hole as you guys were running through the tunnel? Had greasy black hair and spectacles.
I relay that.
Well, then I guess that means we need to
Rough him up a bit.
go after him.
That could work. We just make sure that we don't scare them too much.
Why don't we talk to both?
Well, we can't do it at the same time.
Well, right, but that's what I mean. Why don't we talk to like the lead dockmaster, and then maybe he can like just flat out give us the details if he's friendly about the ship we're trying to find out about, and then we can harass the assistant dockmaster and see if he can give us any information on the Zacharians, but like not lay it out that plainly.
Well, I'm sure it's almost nighttime, isn't it?
It's definitely like mid-afternoon / early evening at this point.
So more than likely the night guy will be there. We can just talk to him first.
Are we going to want spell slots for this?
Do we have spell slots?
No.
I'll have
Mr.
spell
Short-Ass.
Well, I don't know why you've been wasting yours.
We literally haven't rested, I don't think, since finding Meepo, have we?
I don't think so.
I still can cast
No,
spells.
Steam, do not launch.
I have
For some
no-
reason, Steam is trying to launch.
Tends to do that.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
Like
you all went robotic.
This is probably for the better anyway, because last I remember, they gassed us and knocked us all out before they took us anywhere. So we wouldn't know where we were taking it anyway.
So, okay. We're going for greasy haired dude.
Well, Kat says that we should rest first for the night.
Is
Couldn't
it
hurt.
nighttime?
It's
It's mid-afternoon.
It is early evening. So if Katia wants to have spell slots, if Laura froze.
I think, no, she's there.
She's fine.
Okay.
I would like spell slot.
All right. As long as everybody can still hear me.
I mean, if y'all want to carry
It's like
me,
if we want to tackle this in the morning. Sorry.
if y'all want to carry me spell wise, like we can go, but don't expect me to do anything but hit if we get into a fight.
Well, I guess maybe then we should just rest for the night just in case.
I think you're right. I turn to the people of the secrets. Can we have anybody help keep an eye on greasy hair guy? So this way tomorrow we'll know exactly where to find him.
I can have Strauss.
Oscar
watch
raises
him.
his hand. I didn't hear what Ian said. My my computer's going robotic again.
I said we can have Strauss watch him.
This is beginning to be very frustrating. I don't know. It's like my computer didn't used to have all these problems.
I don't know.
Ah, it's been a while since we talked about Strauss.
That's right.
Yeah, you're right. Strauss could watch him.
It's a good idea.
That's a good idea.
Where's my?
So, do you all
What the fuck?
So, do you all want to the rest of the evening at the Leaking Cup rest and then go talk to which doctor talk to first?
We'll talk to the day guy first.
There we go. That's who I would prefer to talk to first.
Which one?
The lead.
Okay. All right. And you're gonna have Strauss follow Night Guy. Okay. Now, because of technical difficulties, do you want to call it there? Because I can't hear most of you.
You can't hear us right now. Does it
No,
not
that
come
sound
through
like a
clearly-
robot.
Clearly. Sound like a robot.
I can keep going. It's just like I need to address my sound here.
Well, we probably can and just go.
It's just like address my sound here.
Sounds normal to me.
Yeah, he sounds normal, but
I'm operating on a slight delay.
well, why don't we call it? And we're just gonna turn in for the night, let Strauss watch over, and then pick it up in the morning.
Yeah, I agree. Is it if everyone else agrees?
Sure, your call. I got no plans
Okay.
tomorrow.
I apologize for the technical difficulties. It's like this.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
Yeah, well, be what it be.
Yeah, I'll have to see what I can do to get it fixed. Maybe a defrag? I don't know. It shouldn't be like my my memory, right? It's because like this is the only program running right now, and I even turn it off, turn it on, and it worked great for a while.
I mean, it could, but you know, who knows?
Pardon.
Just a heads up.
Drum lessons.
Okay, understandable. What are you talking about? You can stream in.
You could totally do it.
Tease,
Have
of
your
course.
wedding. Like have your wedding in the afternoon, then run over here and join us. Whatever.
See, the terrible thing is I can't tell if my jokes are being received well or not because I can't hear you.
They are.
I mean, technically the reception's in the morning. It's at 10 a.m. Or the ceremony's in the morning.
You can make it here plenty of time.
Slight delay.
Reception's in the morning. It's at 10 a.m.
Alright. I will see you guys around. I'll do what I can to fix this issue.
Yeah, it's whatever.
No worries. All right. Bye.
Bye.
I will see you guys around.